pulled again because I apparently do not have a DBM actually active. I will immediately pull off of this tank, as you can see. That's simply a matter of having too much threat due to doing dramatically more DPS than I guess everyone else in the entire raid actually. Look at that. Wow, I hit like 100k almost there. So yes, I'm doing quite a bit more damage than everyone else in the raid. That's going to make this a little bit tricky. It means there are a couple mechanics you really should taunt, I feel like, for this, but you don't really have to, though. Basically, this is mostly a single tank fight. The important thing to bear in mind is that there's these two dogs that are going to spawn. You have to fight the dogs, and they're going to run away, and you've got to try to tank them and taunt them back. So I will try to pick them up as they appear, but I'm not too concerned about them overall. Usually not too hard. And at this point, again, as you can see, I'm taking literally no damage. I'm spamming my X key right now. X makes you sit. When you sit, you're automatically critically hit by any attack. I can literally stand in this flame beam right here. It's doing nothing to me. So, yeah, I'm completely overpowered for this fight. This is fun. This is exactly what I wanted to have. Just a silly, ridiculous fight. Alright, let's do it. Now, both these wolves need to die. You have to kill them both, basically, before they sort of pop and they disappear. As we can see, they were not successfully really killed there. So that's a shame. If you're noticing DPS running in and they're exploding, that's actually intentional. What happens is they get marked with a basically time bomb. They have to come in and they share the damage of the bomb with other players. So they come into the melee stack and they share the damage, they split that damage. So that's actually intentional that they're coming in and purposely bombing us. Camera's a little bit screwy always here when you're facing in the back, but that's where we've got to face them. We're going to tilt a little bit. This is Firestorm. This is the big sort of moment of the battle. But it's not actually all that scary, ultimately. It depends how strong the heals are. Right now, I think our heals are quite competent for the Firestorm. Everyone comes in for Firestorm, you then split after Firestorm is the concept. We have these meteors now coming down, you dodge the meteors, swirls on the ground, whatever, pretty standard battle component here. Rising Flames is stack and debuff. I think usually people taunt that around 6. And then it clears around 6 basically, so you taunt back. That's what we're going to be doing. It's not too hard, again. This fight's already almost done, in fact. I can, of course, tank this dramatically past 6. Other tank is still taunting off, which is what you should do anyway, because that's the best thing to do. There's absolutely no reason not to taunt off. Even if you can take it too further, there's no reason to, you know, put extra pressure on the healers, because even if you're able to take a mechanic dramatically farther because you outgear it or something, it doesn't mean that everyone else in the raid does, and you shouldn't, you know, be unfair to healers. That DPS, as you can see back here, he did not run into our group to explode. That's what happens if you don't run in. Because if you don't share the damage, it deals so much damage to you that you just instantly die. So you've got to run into the main group and split that damage. Cinder Wolves are back out. I'm going to try to dot them both up, basically, and we need to just immediately fight them. I think the one stays larger or whatever that has the more health. I think that's how it works. It's like a visual indicator as well. I think that's usually how it works, because they seem to jump around. Which one? I forget sometimes. I haven't done this fight in a little while. But anyway, got to get the wolves down. The one in melee is basically lower, but we need to get now the one at ranged. Take him out. I'm going to go ahead and pop a couple cooldowns, because why not? Let's make sure that we bring this home correctly. I didn't actually need to hit shield wall with my trinket, unfortunately, there. We are now down a healer, as well as a couple other things. We need to move this. There's fire there. I'm not actually sure. I can take this quite long. I know the raid leader is like, oh, we lost. Woe is us. But I might actually just be able to solo it at this point. He only has 12 million health. That's completely doable for me, depending on, I mean, we have healers and me. I'm actually a majority of the raid's DPS right now. So, I'm at 16 or 17.6% or whatever on my DBM, it would seem to say. I believe that we can actually finish this. So, we're going to see how long this can go for. I know I'm not going to die for quite a considerably long amount of time. This, isn't even dealing all that much damage. It's 40k per second. It's actually a minor amount compared to some of the things that I was just doing the last raid I was playing. So we're going to top back. The other tank still taunted off. That's good of him. He's doing quite well to preserve things, but I did just get my last stand up, so I hope he lets me make use of that. Otherwise, we are wasting healing that we have in the group. I'm going to let him clear my stacks here, though, because I know that I'm actually more important than he is in a little bit of way. Because I can live considerably longer. My trinket is up now. That's basically 20 seconds of invincibility. So if we allow that to run, we're going to be fine. I'm using Demoralizing Cry here. That's going to keep us up just a little bit longer. We have that a guy coming in to split the damage. I just used my trinket in order to soak that to keep him alive. I think we've got this, actually. This is probably fine. He's at only 3 million. Cinder Wolves are coming now, though, and that's a problematic part of this. So I'm going to go ahead and Shield Wall now. I'm quite concerned about the Cinder Wolves. I can't actually burst this down any further than I already have. The Cinder Wolves are another, 3 million health, so it's not actually reasonable to focus on them. We should focus on the boss primarily, but they're going to be dealing a lot of damage very, very quickly. We have to move out of the fire a little bit here, but there's not a lot of places to go. Throwing up the last stand, throwing up the Demoralizing Cry. We are going to just push this home because I believe that we can. I have a Legendary Ring coming up in 6 seconds. The other tank has taken the boss during that time period, which means I am guaranteed to live long enough to act on that Legendary Ring. Here it comes. And now we've got him. Perfect. Hooray! So again, that was another, how to kill a boss in the worst way possible. Don't do that. But do that. You know what I mean. You want to fight him like that, but not quite like that, because that was bad.